Hello, beautiful, amazing, fantastic world, and you, wonderful, wonderful individual. Today, I would like to speak about calming and observing one's own inner being so that it reflects the tempo and the speed that you wish to have it in. The more we go into a flow, for example, let's say you have been drinking a cup of coffee, you are getting into your work or whatever you choose to focus in on that you enjoy, and you get into the flow where everything around you just becomes, well, background, and what you are focusing on is what is on the forefront of what you're doing as an activity. Then we are in a very fiery and choleric mood of being, very blood centered, very here, present in what you're doing. Of course, our consciousness is kind of expanding and contracting continuously based on if we are relaxing and letting quote unquote go of this aura so it can expand and breathe and see more of the whole picture, or we can zoom in and focus on specific detail and so on. To be able to vary and perceive the different aspects of reality based on our necessity and situation and, well, also pleasure, really. If we truly wish to become more alive inwardly, gratitude and connecting and becoming more personal with nature and others and life and such is more or less a necessity. For we are not necessarily, we are given promptings, we are given inspirations, we are given certain surges of life force and such when we have found something, but it is up to us to not settle on anything specializing in just one thing per se. Of course, that is all up to each and every individual one of us, because we have strengths and we have weaknesses. But to be able to know a plethora and a variety of fields of expertise and insight and understanding, the more you can see the whole and change from lens to lens, from angle to angle, so that we can easily shift from our own inner standard of being from day to day to maybe meeting another in their standard of being from day to day. We do have 4 different temperaments, for example. One stemming from a nervous system where we are far more ever-changing, fidgety. If we are not in control of it, if we haven't come into ourselves yet, embodying ourselves yet. And we also have from our glandular system, our emotional. There are very emotional people, watery nervous system people, or sanguine, as they're called, are airy people. They are very thoughtful in their reflection, in perception, and so on. While the phlegmatic is the glandular. I'm pretty sure I have not misplaced phlegmatic and choleric. But phlegmatic is the glandular system that regulates life regulating forces and emotions and such. Of course, this is just a physical reflection of the spiritual world's activity, obviously. So what we are seeing is just the aftermath or the reflection of what truly has been going on, but I digress. Then we have the melancholic mood, where we are far more physical and we are in our metabolic limbic system, in our will. And melancholic, you become you feel very heavy, you can be very in a, well, melancholic mood and such to a very often and so on. Doesn't mean that we are stuck in any of these moods, but it is our preferent resting place in a sense, if we're to use that correctly. And then we have, of course, the choleric, the blood, the fiery. So you have fire, air, water, and earth. The melancholic earth, the phlegmatic water, the sanguine nervous system, and the choleric blood. So you will quickly come to see that people do have a tendency to, of course, have one or more of these, but you can pretty easily, when observing, see where these people fit. Of course, we do not do anything but observe this because, well, obviously we wish to have a plethora and manifold of personality and variety of differences in human beings. That is what makes it interesting to like and dislike, be grateful for, or feeling annoyed by, or whatever takes your fancy from day to day, from situation to situation. The whole point is to have the right attitude and the right inner center and calmness or focus and a relaxation at the same time, as to be able to observe and to take in and to not miss anything. For reality and the outer sense perceptible, when combined with the soul spiritual within us, wishes to show us so much joy and beauty and artistry. It is really alive, and it is continuously striving to get our attention. But they never force us to. They always wish us to connect to the world, to the higher worlds, and so on. But the higher worlds is not separate from the physical world. The physical sense perceptible is the literal entrance to the spiritual, where we see spirits of form, spirits of movement, and spirits of wisdom. You cannot see their physical being until you have unlocked and developed clairvoyance, but they are there in their activity. We can say that these movements, these forms are mechanical or dead or whatever, but it doesn't have any grounded rooting in reality. Everything has a living, ever unfolding force to it, and nothing stands static. Everything is living and organic and spiritual. So the more we connect into that natural way of being a human being, instead of believing ourselves unnatural in some subconscious way, we connect more into a certain amount of belonging, a certain amount of, so this is where we are meant to be. This is what state of being is, well, healthy for us soul-wise, and then also life-wise thereafter, because they do go hand in hand. So when our soul is experiencing, feeling, sensing, our body is doing actions and a variety of plethora of things our physical body needs. Our spirit is the one guiding the thoughts, feelings, and body. So the more we connect into our thought and feeling world, we work on our thoughts first. The more our feeling starts to follow the thoughts, and thereafter our will thereafter be strengthened, because when you are working on your thoughts, you are up in your thoughts with your will. So your will is indirectly strengthened, and your emotions are also indirectly guided by more noble thoughts. And yeah, I think I will leave you with that today. I just wish to see what was going to come out, and well, rarely am I disappointing in the first place. There's a reason why I do this work. I love it. It's wonderful. So thank you so much for listening to me. May Father, Holy Spirit, Christ, Michael, ancient masters of all, ancestors from every incarnation, bless, protect, guide, and love you on your amazing, beautiful journey, and may you be provided for with all that you need to survive, live, thrive, being creative, inspirational, and healing to the world, so others can choose to follow when the time is right. Thank you. Love you, my dear sibling. See you. Goodbye.